And the first reading that we've been going through in daily Mass is St. Paul really exposing that we are creatures that are body and soul composites, both together. That means we live in this world as we're also affected by the spiritual realities. And so we have this tension in us that we are called to greatness, to holiness, to perfection, which is God, but we also have our fallen flesh that wants to call us to sin because sin is pleasurable. We like it. We enjoy it. Until we do it and we realize that we don't, because it leaves us empty and sad and depressed and anxious. But then we want to fall back into that, and we're constantly in this battle between the spirit and the flesh. And so what is the beginning of St. Paul's answer to that, right? We have been freed by Jesus Christ. God made man. He spoke to us. He won salvation for us. He feeds us with his body and blood. But it requires of us a response. It requires our yes. It requires a sacrifice on our end. So what does he say? For if you live according to the flesh, you will die. Flesh, the sinful flesh, looking for our ego to be satisfied and to be pleasured. But if by the Spirit you put to death the deeds of the body, and you will live. Put to death the deeds of the body. In Latin, mortem, from which we get the word mortification. And it's something that we really don't talk a lot about, the idea of how good penance and mortification actually is for us. We hate suffering. We hate to be discomforted. We like comfort. Again, the sinful flesh. But we actually miss how good mortification and penance is for us. Now, what's the most evident image we have of this? Look at athletes. How is it that they don't want to wake up at 4 a.m. to go and exercise and work out? They do it anyway because they know it's good and they need it to be prepared for the next race, for the next game, to grow stronger, faster, more agile. They don't like the fasting and the eating certain foods and not eating certain foods, but they do it anyway. They have to go to sleep at a certain time, get a certain number of hours of sleep. They already show us that this is possible and this is something good. And for some reason, it's okay to do it for the well-being of the body. Why is it such a crazy idea to do the same thing for the well-being of the soul? And it's the same thing. Mortification, putting to death those really selfish tendencies of, I want to sleep in. Well, no, I'm going to wake up with the first alarm and not let the snooze button become my best friend in the morning. I want to have that dessert. Well, no, not today. But I want it. I know, just not today. But why it's not that? I know, just not today. Or how about taking a cold shower in the morning instead of a warm shower? How dare I? Again, I want that warm shower. I want the comfort. Just not today. No music for the day. How about we live a day in silence, surrounded by so much noise in this world? Just spending a day in silence. No television. Brace yourselves, no social media. Or those endless scrolling rabbit holes of YouTube or Facebook, whatever it is. How about the no gossiping? Today, I will try my best not to gossip, not to engage in those kinds of conversations. One for me, I like to slouch a lot. Today, no slouching. And every time I notice myself slouching, I'm going to sit up straight. Just enough to prick myself and discomfort myself just a little bit. It's being attentive how the flesh wants to lead us to pleasure and to the passions, to our laziness, to our selfishness, and to stop it in the small things, so that whenever the big decision comes, of turning away from sin and to the Lord, by the death that we put our flesh through, we can have the strength to say no to sin and yes to God's grace.